Thank you, Madam President. I want to share with the members the St. Paul story. So my constituents without earned sick pay, moms and dads, like a lot of us, dread the call from the daycare center, come pick up your sick kid. Or from grandma, I need a ride immediately to the doctor. Or if they sadly have to go to court to file a restraining order, they dread having to go to their boss to ask for the time off. Bills have been introduced in the Minnesota legislature since 2008 to require earned sick and safe time. I was the author of one of those bills, and I couldn't get it passed due to opposition from the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. So on a local level, workers in St. Paul went to our city for some help. St. Paul and its Human Rights Commission rose to the task. First, they started a conversation as they searched for an answer that ensures a fair and equitable policy for people who work hard every day to contribute to making St. Paul great, employees and employers alike. They established a task force with members comprised of community members, advocates, and business owners. It was chaired by Rose Roach from the Minnesota Nurses, with Matt Kramer from the St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce, and J. Paul Harris from the Human Rights Commission. They came together every week for 3 months to wade into this discussion with the goal of finding common ground. They had extensive community input, including 3 public meetings and an online public survey. After they completed their work, they sent their final recommendations to the Human Rights Commission. This is their recommendation report, a very, very thorough process, something that we in the legislature don't have time to do. Then they had a public hearing, then it went to the city council that had a full public process, also had a public hearing before they finally adopted an ordinance last January. I coincidentally was in city council the day they voted on that ordinance. It goes into effect in July unless this bill becomes law. This is what the local community wanted, what the local city council voted on after, as I said, 3 months of deliberation. They have extensive support across the city. Small business owners have voiced support for a sick time ordinance in St. Paul. Here's a quote: "Paid sick time is an easy way to make sure you're retaining people." This business owner sees the value of having that as a benefit for their workers. And finally, sometimes a business owner was quoted as saying, "Sometimes some groups have a tendency to say the sky is going to fall if we do this, and it never does." Raising minimum standards when it comes to workers' health and safety would end the race to the bottom among employers competing to cut costs. I urge opposition to this bill.